Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica Foley. Along with me, we have Lori Bowes, who is the Membership Development Specialist for Girl Scouts Louisiana East. And we have Kyra Green, who's a lifetime Girl Scout, as well as troop leader for the Morgan City branch. It's 2-10-10. Is that right? Yes, for that particular Girl Scout. So everyone knows it is Girl Scout cookie season. Oh, yes, we love it. But before we get into that, I kind of want to talk a little bit about your involvement with Girl Scout. You have on the Girl Scout green. So does that mean you were also a Girl Scout?
Yes, ma'am. I was a Girl Scout. Started as a brownie because daisies weren't invented when I was that little. They came along a little bit later, but daisies are kindergarten and first graders, and brownies are second and third. So I started when I was in second grade, and I was a Girl Scout myself. My mom was my troop leader. You used to meet, for us, we would meet every other week, but some troops meet once a week, some meet once a month. It depends on what the troop wants to do and how their troop leader schedule works out too.
And listening to you talk about Girl Scouts, you just have this overwhelming just glow about it. It obviously had to have meant a lot to you growing up, and also having your mom involved. Did it bring you closer with your mom?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, a lot of moms. It's a completely volunteer-led organization, so. We need those volunteers and the passion of the moms to spend that extra time, but their daughter, then all the other girls in the troop are also like their daughters. They really connect with the other girls, and a lot of times you feel like you have one great big family, and that's cool.
And I'm sure that's how you feel. I mean, you've been a part of just about all your life, your lifetime troop, Girl Scout leader. Or Girl Scout, excuse me, but now you're a leader, right? Is that what it's called? Troop leader,
Yes.
right? So tell me, and you're young yourself, so you're in college. How are you able to manage all of that and still get the joy out of it?
It's quite difficult. I mean, just figuring out time for everything and organizing and delegating my time and energy. But there's nothing more rewarding to me than Girl Scouts. I mean, I grew up in it. It's one of the greatest things in my life. My mom was also my troop leader growing up, and my whole troop ended up actually being in her wedding.
Wow.
So Girl Scouts for me has always just been my family and my home. And I worked at a Girl Scout camp for years and dedicated my life to Girl Scouts. And so now getting to be on the other side of it and having my own troop and my own girls and seeing them experience things for the first time and learn about Girl Scouts there's nothing better than that. So whatever I have to do to set aside time to make their experience just as great as mine, I'm gonna do it.
My next question was why Girl Scouts, but you pretty much summed it up. So let's talk a little bit on the other spectrum. We have Girl Scouts, we also have Boy Scouts. And we've learned in recent history that the Boy Scouts have welcomed girls to join. Why should maybe a girl, maybe stick to the Girl Scout program? Why should she just say, look, this is not where you belong, but you're going to gain this from Girl Scout?
Well, let me just say, a girl could be in both. I mean, we do have girls that do. There's benefits about all of the scouting programs, and we certainly would encourage them if they have the time and the energy to be in both programs. Yeah. Absolutely. But Girl Scouts is for girls. The whole reason it was created was to develop women, to help them find some leadership opportunities. Actually, our program was invented before girls even had the right to vote, before women could vote. So back in those days, you really needed opportunities for women to learn how to do skills that in those days maybe only men were allowed to do. So, I mean, it develops leaders, it gives girls courage and confidence, and it really is focused on girls.
As the station that hosts Quiz Bowl, that would be a very good question. And I'm saying that out loud because my station manager definitely could use that because he's the host of Quiz Bowl. So that was some really interesting, little-known history, I believe, a fact about Girl Scouts, that it was around before women were able to vote. Tell me about the vests. They're so cute. I love them. I'm an adult, but I would want a vest.
Well, it's sort of like if you're in the military and you have your uniform and you got your, this is all the stuff that I earned, that's your bling. Girls kind of feel that way about their vest. They can also wear a sash. You don't have to have a vest. This is my daughter Katie's. She's a junior, so she wears green. On the back is where you put your fun stuff.
So you got to say junior as in her age.
Junior Girl Scout is a 4th and a 5th grader.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, so she's a junior Girl Scout. Daisies were blue. And we'll hopefully meet a Daisy in a little bit. So
now she's a brownie.
She's a bridge. She's a brownie. So they're our youngest Girl Scouts. They're kindergarten and first grade. And then we have second and third graders, which are brownies. And you brought your brownies.
And we'll get to that in just a second because we're going to take a short break. But we're going to get all the vests and kind of point out some of the patches when we come back. So come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danica Foley Long. With me, we have Lori Bowes as well as Kyra Green, both of whom are with Girl Scouts. So let's get back to these badges and patches. Now, the patches, I think, was at the top of my mind because they seem like they're really fun, like they're different. So actually, could you show me yours first, Kyra?
Yes, so this is actually my vest from when I was a brownie, which is crazy because now I have brownies and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was this small at some point. So on the front of it, you have all of the badges you earn and like the journeys, which are like really in depth, really cool stuff and teach you like really good skills. And then on the back, you get all the fun patches. And this is where like we went to the pumpkin patch, or we went and did recycling and a food drive and donated hair to Locks of Love. I did that. But it's just like a bunch of fun stuff that really made like my years in Girl Scouts super memorable. And so having this and like looking back, it was like kind of like a flex. Like you get to like be like, oh, look at all the fun badges I earned in Girl Scouts, and like look at all the cool patches.
It's probably pretty heavy too.
Oh, it definitely has some weight to it.
Tell about the pin, the brownie pin, and the tradition of that.
So there's this really amazing tradition in Brownie Girl Scouts specifically. So when you're in second and third grade, where you get to do this thing. You get this pin. It's a brownie, and it's turned upside down like this. And you have to do 3 good deeds unasked for like your family, for your friends. And once you've done your 3 good deeds, you can turn the brownie pin upside down. And it's this really fun little project you do.
Is it kind of on the honor system? I'm sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just.
You did a good turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good turn, and then you get to turn it. But that was like one of my favorite things in Girl Scouts, and so this is like my favorite vest from when I was in it.
Can you kind of give us some notables from this vest?
Well, so this is my daughter's. Katie is a 10-year-old. She's she's a 5th grader now, but she started in 4th grade. So the back of her vest is just full of the fun things that we did. Some of it's cookie sales, some of the museums that we visited. We went to NASA.
Yes,
so things that they did and explored. And then the front shows, again, the badges are what you earn. And so, things in here, the Girl Scout Way, you're learning traditions about Girl Scouts. There's a gardening badge they worked on. There's an entrepreneurship badge where they were, learning, creating their own business. Space Science Explorer. She actually earned that with that trip to NASA. So the troop numbers on here, usually however many years of Girl Scouts you are, is represented by the stars. Our council is Girl Scouts Louisiana East, so I think she's got that on hers. And I've got my other daughter, she's older, so from 6th grade on, they wear a tan color vest, she's going to fill hers up after being a cadet. So she's going to need a new one when she graduates to senior Girl Scout, which is a 9th and a 10th grader. But again, same idea. They get their badges that they earned on the front, and then all their fun patches. Hers is almost full, and she's still got another year to go on the back.
That is awesome.
So lots of fun things that they've earned.
Like I just want a patch, or I want
We'll
a sash, or I just feel like I want to be one of the cool kids. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Now your job, your position, I should say, membership development.
Yes.
Tell me what it is that you do, because let me tell you, everyone, she came here just to drop off some cookies. Because look, we get the cookies, y'all. We're like the taste testers, and so I said, hey, you need to come in and talk a little bit about Girl Scouts. And here we are today. But tell me a little bit about what it is that you do.
I have the best job. I get to Girl Scout for a living. It's great.
Awesome.
So I started off as a volunteer. I was a troop leader for my daughter's troop and got more and more involved with that. And then I started working for council. My job is basically to help girls that are looking for troops to find a troop or to start a troop, and I help train troop leaders to learn how to be, good volunteer troop leaders. I met Kyra, got her hooked up, helped her get the training that she needed to. I mean, she knows a lot about Girl Scouting already, clearly, but it's different to be on the side of troop leader, and we want to make sure our girls are safe.
Okay.
So a lot of the things that we train, if they're going to take them camping, they do a basic camp training course. The things that I do mostly is recruiting, helping girls to know about Girl Scouts. It's fun.
Well, I definitely want to talk more about the local chapter here in the Morgan City area, and we'll talk a little bit about that when we get back. But we're going to talk about those cookies. So come on back. I sound like I'm the cookie monster right now. But anyway, come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I'm your host, Danica Foley. With me, we have Kyra Green, who is a troop leader with Morgan City Troop 21010. And we also have the Membership Development Specialist, Lori Bowes. I have to get all that title in there. She's with Louisiana East, because there are different divisions, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But tell me a little bit about your troop and where you're located. How often do you meet?
So my troop is one of the new multi-level troops. It's Daisies and Brownies. So we have kindergarten up to 3rd grade. We meet at the Bayou Vista Community Center. So it's kind of like in the middle of like the Tri-City area. We meet every Friday at 6. We have like our own little room there. It's really great. The girls love it. But we try to meet once a week, especially since they're so young. Like, we want to keep that routine in their lives. But as they get older, typically that's when they start like meeting like once every other week or once a month. Right. But right now we're meeting once a week.
Now, of course, you're just one troop. There are other troops in the Morgan City area, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I don't know everybody's troop number, but if you want to know like where they're located, there is a website. All you have to do is go to gsle.org, and you'll be hooked up, and you'll have a way to fill out a form to figure out like where you belong and where you go. Now, of course, we are in St. Mary Parish, so I'm just wondering what about our young ladies to the west in West St. Mary, Franklin? Are they able to join?
Absolutely. Our council kind of has the dividing line right in St. Mary Parish. So if you're in Franklin, you're part of Girl Scouts Pines to the Gulf Council. Okay. Louisiana just has 2 councils. So the east side is Girl Scouts Louisiana East, and then there's Girl Scouts Pines to the Gulf. And I'm not as familiar with the troops that are in Girl Scouts Pines to the Gulf because I work for Girl Scouts Louisiana East, but I can say that we have 3 or 4 troops even just within the Morgan City area, and we're hoping to build more. So if anybody wants to start a troop or find out more about it, they can go to our website.
So y'all done further divided us. Ain't that something? St. Mary's divided, but that's okay. Once a Girl Scout, I'm sure always a Girl Scout. Yes. And with that comes a lot of recognition. And we talked a little bit about Boy Scouts. You have Eagle Scouts. And then what's the highest you could go as far as a Girl Scout?
So Girl Scouts can be a Gold Award Girl Scout. They have several higher level awards. So it's Bronze Award Girl Scouts, and then Silver Award, and then the Gold Award, which is a very prestigious award. The girls that earn that work very hard. They put in hours and hours of community service. They have to come up with a project that's sustaining. And gosh, the last 2 years they've had to really think outside of the box with COVID. It's coming up. Some of them had to completely revisit their entire project to be something that they could do as a reaction to COVID.
And that makes you an ambassador, right?
An ambassador Girl Scout can work on the Gold Award.
All
yes.
right. GSLE.org. Let's talk about these cookies. Cookies. Everyone loves the cookies. And then there's a new one. Ooh, girl, tell me.
So this is the Adventureful cookie. This is our brand new cookie. We're very excited about it. It's a brownie-inspired cookie that's got a crunch like a cookie, but it tastes like a brownie. And in the center is caramel sea salt. And it's got strips of fudge on the top and on the bottom, and it is very good. So
you know what? We actually have a brownie who's going to join us a little bit later, and we might get her to do a taste test, a little crunch test. You know, these kids, they love that ASMR, so we'll kind of get her to crunch into that. I might even help her. We'll see. But tell me a little bit about Girl Scout season. I mean, like, where can I go? Because I mean, you see it all online. Everyone is taking advantage of Facebook, all social media to push their cookies. You guys are like drug dealers. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding. But
it does feel that way sometimes.
I know, right? Like you're so pushy.
I used to be the
I can't even shop at
salesperson
Walmart.
of my troop. Like I sold so many cookies, and like you can get them anywhere. And now that they're coming up with all these like QR codes and like links where you can order them online, like it's so hard to resist cookies because typically like people will be walking in, they're like, oh, I can't get cookies right now. Like you're going in the store, and then now that they're online, they're everywhere.
Yes,
you can't say no
look
to
at your
cookies
enthusiasm.
now.
Right now, you are high.
Yeah.
Right now,
Love cookies.
Yeah, most girls get a link, and you can order online and have it shipped directly to you if you want to. If you don't know a Girl Scout, you don't know how to find Girl Scouts, you can go to, we have an app. You can go to Girl Scout Cookies.
An app?
girlscoutcookies.org and put in your zip code, and it'll tell you where there are booths near you where you can shop from real live girls and buy real live Girl Scout cookies.
And you guys start this in January when everyone is trying to like really lose weight. But I hope you guys definitely get all the money for your Girl Scout cookies. And this cookie right here is so good. I have tasted it. But come on back. We have a brownie coming near your way. Welcome back to The Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica Foley Long. With me, look who we have. We actually have a real life brownie, and her name is Gracelyn. She is in 2nd grade. She's 8 years old, and I told you guys we're gonna have that cookie ready for you. Gracelyn, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Tell me, how does it feel to be a Brownie Girl Scout?
Good.
Good. What do you like most about it?
I get to be with my friends.
Awesome. So what was your favorite activity that you got to do? And tell me all about it. What were some of the things that they've done? So she was actually a daisy. She just became a brownie, right?
Yes. So we did like speed run the petals you earn as a daisy. So we got to do a bunch of little activities. We did like bingo cards. We did. We learned our flag ceremonies. That was fun. Yeah. We had our Halloween party. That was also fun.
Well, you said something that sparked her interest, the flag ceremony. Tell me about it.
We had to. It was really fun. I don't know. We just got to like pick up the flags and walk around with them, and then bring them back.
Okay, that's about right how it went.
Yeah, we were teaching them. So we do a lot of flag ceremonies in Girl Scouts, and so like when they're young Girl Scouts, they like first get to learn like the order of a flag ceremony and like how to do it. And it's the flags are a little bit big, so sometimes they need a little extra help, like holding them up so they're not like falling on everybody.
Yeah.
Because I think they fell on y'all if you or almost did. But it's a really fun tradition in Girl Scouts.
Okay. Something that is coming up, and it's called World Thinking Day. Tell me about that day.
Yes, so I haven't actually announced this to my troop yet, so you get to be the first one to know. But there's this thing in Girl Scouts called World Thinking Day where you all get together like as a unit or as like a service unit, which is like all the troops in an area, and each troop gets to like think of a country and research all kinds of stuff about the country and like how Girl Scouts works in that country and like their food, their culture, and then they do like a booth. And the girls get to go and walk around and look at all the different booths for all the different troops in the countries and get like a little passport and get it stamped for all the countries they get to visit. And it's just such a fun tradition, and I'm really excited to get my girls to
So I'm
do that.
sorry for kind of letting the cat out the bag, but what do you think about that? How does that sound?
Sounds fun.
Yeah. And so do you have a lot of your friends in Girl Scouts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about your troop? Is it pretty big, or I mean, are you always actively recruiting?
We're always actively recruiting. My favorite is sometimes we just get new girls, and I'm like, oh, we have a new girl in our troop, and they just show up that Friday, and it's a great time. I think right now we have 10 girls. We started with like 4, 5, like our first recruitment, our first meeting. There was only like 5 of us, I think, and now there's like 10. We've basically doubled, and it's great getting new girls in our troop. I love it.
So I hear that Gracelyn loves it. What about the parents? How do they feel about their daughters participating?
From what I see, like, I think that they love it. It's a good experience, and I try to do as much as I can to help out the parents and tell them what's going on and keep them involved. I love having the parents involved, and they love that too because they get to like help out in the meetings as long as they're like background checked and all that. They get to be a part of the experience, and a lot of parents absolutely love that.
Yes. Now, of course, the boxes, only $5. That's not bad. I mean, look at this. This is like, girl, you know how many pounds I could pack on? But that's a lot of cookies, and they're so good. Which one is your favorite?
I'm not sure.
Not sure, because I know it's a lot, right? It's just so many cookies. But what about this one? Or do you like this one? It's the Adventurefuls. You like this one? You don't know? Well,
don't
we're
think
going to
she
try
actually
it
got to
out.
try this
Maybe
one
you
yet.
need to try it out. So let's go ahead. And just so everyone knows, all the money that is earned stays local, right? And it actually goes to Girl Scouts within our community. So I think that's great. So if you haven't already, make sure to get the app. You can go online. You can get all the information you need to support our local Girl Scout unit. You ready to taste it?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and bite into it. There we go. I like it. Let's see. We got to get a verdict. What do you say?
It's really good.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I know. I like it too. What about you? Let's see. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you guys. Maybe do an update. We'll see how you guys fared during the Girl Scout cookie season. That is all the time we have. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to join us on Facebook. We are KWBJ TV 22. Take care.